Namaste, this is Yamaulika and today's video is the 12th episode of the Mahabharata. In the previous episode, we discussed how Draupadi married the 5 Pandavas. There was a grand marriage ceremony for their marriage. Somehow, word had reached Hastinapuram about the marriage of the Pandavas. All the people and Vidura were overjoyed. Vidura rushed to the chamber of his brother, King Dhritarashtra, and said, "My dear brother, look what good news I have brought for you. The princess of Panchala and the daughter of King Drupad has become our daughter-in-law." Now, by the usual circumstances, King Dhritarashtra assumed that it was Duryodhana that Draupadi had married. So he said, "Yes indeed, Vidura, our stars are good. We are strengthened by such powerful kingdom. And Princess of Panchala, Draupadi, has been indeed very wise in choosing my beloved Duryodhana. Bring her in front of me, Vidura." Then Vidura hastened to correct his mistake. He then said, "No, my brother, it's not Duryodhana that Princess Draupadi had married. It is the Pandavas. And here we are mourning their deaths. But they did not die in the fires at Varanavarta. They had escaped it. And now they had jointly married Princess Draupadi." Now Dhritarashtra was taken aback as he, Shakuni, and all the Kauravas, along with Karna, had planned that plot to kill the Pandavas at Varanavarta. And now hearing that their plot was not successful, he was utterly disappointed. But he did not want to know that he was utterly disappointed, so he hid his intentions and pretended to smile in front of Vidura. Nevertheless, he could not hide his true intentions. Again, after that, there was a secret meeting between King Dhritarashtra, Shakuni, and the Kauravas along with Karna. There, King Dhritarashtra said, "My dear Duryodhana, now tell me what I have to do." Then Duryodhana clenched his fist and said, "Oh no, we must have not believed that fool Purochana." He then said, "I'm not getting any ideas. Maybe we have to break the unity between the Pandavas by telling that the Madri sons and Kunti sons are different. Or we must have to bribe King Drupad." Then Karna smiled and said, "No, it's just idle words. It's of no use." Then Duryodhana again said, "Then we must tell Draupadi that the Pandavas are not loving her equally. We must make her against them." Then too Karna just jeered at him. So, after many of these useless plans like dividing the Pandavas, bribing King Drupad, they did not come to a solution. Then King Dhritarashtra thought to ask Bhishma and Guru Drona. When he asked them, they said it was better to invite the Pandavas who were now taking shelter under King Drupad to Hastinapuram, and they must be rightfully given their share of the kingdom. Even though King Dhritarashtra wanted his sons to inherit all the wealth of Hastinapuram, he had to do so. When Duryodhana and Karna got to know that some part of the kingdom must be given to the Pandavas, they were very angry. As they were young, they were in a complete rage and they did not understand the wise advices of Bhishma and Guru Drona and thought it was being weak. Somehow, Vidura was sent to King Drupad's palace. He there was very delighted to see his nephews. Then the Pandavas asked Vidura whether it was safe and right to come back to Hastinapura, as they were suspecting another plot. Then Vidura said, "No, my dears, you must come to Hastinapura and take your kingdom. It is the right time." So Vidura came with Kunti, the Pandavas and their wife Draupadi to Hastinapura. So back in Hastinapura, the Pandavas were given a small piece of land around the Kandava forest. Even though Yudhishthira and all the Pandavas were satisfied, they went to their place and built a fine palace and started ruling it. They named it Indraprastha. Many people came there, leaving Hastinapura. One day, as Arjuna and Krishna were strolling around the Kandava forest, they saw an old man who was very lean and thin, with orange hair and red fiery beard. He looked almost that he would die of hunger. Afraid of that, Arjuna and Krishna asked him, may we help you to eat something?" Then that old man replied, "You cannot help me, as it's a very difficult task." Then Arjuna said, "Don't worry, my dear old man. I will help you in every way to give you food." Now the old man smiled and said, "Then just promise me." Arjuna and Krishna promised him. The next second after their promise, the old man turned into the Lord of Fire, Agnideva. He then said, "My dear sons, you have to burn this Kandava forest. I am indeed very hungry. I am tired of these ghee and offerings which people give to me. I want some hot, crackling treats under my teeth. But whenever I try to fire and burn this Kandava forest is a home to a snake called Takshaka, and he is very dear to Lord Indra, who will always make rain when I am burning this forest. So I am unable to burn this forest." Now Arjuna, who had given a word to this old man, was ought to help him. Then Arjuna said, "But for that we need special weapons." Then Agnideva summoned the Lord of Weapons. He then said, he gave a big bow, magnificent bow to Arjuna, which was called the Gandiva. Then he gave a wheel with spikes and he gave it to Krishna, telling, "This is Sudarshan Chakram. This is the most powerful weapon, and you have been taking this weapon from births and pre-births. Now I am just holding and protecting this as a trust." Now Krishna and Arjuna were ready to burn the Kandava forest. In my next episode, I will tell you what will happen during their burning. If you really like my video, then please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.